I remember having this conversation with my mother where I was about to turn 50. And you know how moms are. Back in Chicago, she said, "So you're gonna move back to Chicago, right?" Well, no, what? Why? She said, "Well, you said years ago that, if you hadn't made it by the time you were 50, you were gonna give it up and move back to Chicago." I said, "Well, what makes you think I haven't made it?" And of course, in those terms, it's like you make it when you're rich and you're famous.
Why is it that you have to be this huge megastar with 20 billion followers and cameras, following you? Why is that the definition of success and fame?
If you don't have that, does that make you any less? No. No, hell no.
You're happy with what you're doing until some jackass comes around and, it makes you feel shitty about where you are, your life. And I think Rick is happy doing the thing that he loves to do, which is, entertain. He's an entertainer. He wants to make people laugh.
I mean, it's a weird thing. Rick comes from cabaret and Broadway, and he's around all these people singing, and that's what he brought to the South. He bent the whole Comedy Cellar to what he wanted to do. There was another place with a piano where he could sing the way he wanted to sing. It shouldn't be at the Comedy Cellar. There's no place for that at the Comedy Cellar. But all of a sudden, he made it work. So I think he was like Broadway and that stuff, and he was very New York, very New York. So is he going to break out and be George Carlin? No. Is he going to go be this great purely Broadway singer? No. He kind of is this weird hybrid. He's not a TV star. He's not an opera star. He's not a legendary comedian. He's Rick Chrome. I started doing these live shows, classic radio show. It's scripted. It's like a 40-page script, and it's just in a classic radio format. And in that classic radio format, there's performances, and there's music, and there's a host, and then there's this announcer. There's always an announcer in these programs, and he does the ads, and he's the voice of the show. Rick Chrome.
Are you terrified every time your dog goes outside? You should be. What is he stepping in? Ebola? What's he sniffing? What's he sniffing? Smallpox?
It was perfect. I would write these fake, dirty ads, and Rick would voice them. And it just added it was exactly what I thought the show should be. You can't see when you see him live, it makes sense that you've got this funny-looking older dude talking. The guy gives a shit. He really, really cares. He takes the script and goes through every line. He gets his pacing down. He comes with his own script in a binder. It's all mapped out. He works on it. And then other comedians roll in and they're like, "What are we doing?" "Oh, we gotta do a sketch." And they kind of go through it and they half-ass it. And sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not. But Rick is always at the right level because he works. He really, really, really cares.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live edition of Come to Papa.
And our announcer, Rick Chrome. Thank you so much.